Hi guys, welcome to my first week of Try It Out Tuesday, where I will be trying out this painting that I saw on Instagram by a user named Lala. Her username is Made by Lala, which is Made X Lala, and I will link her Instagram profile in my description so you can go check it out. She made a painting very similar to this, just using different colors, and I wanted to try it out because I thought that it was really, really cool, and it was a lot of fun to make. So if you are interested in seeing the process of how I made it, then stay tuned, and you'll see. Hi guys, today is Try It Out Tuesday, which means that I am going to try something new. I saw a post on Instagram of a unique kind of abstract painting that I wanted to try myself. So I have an 8x10 canvas, and I'm going to start by measuring a border, and I'm going to have two blocks right here on either side that are going to be 3 inches wide. And sorry for the background noise, my cat's in here being a little curious girl. But anyway, I'm going to block out these squares, these rectangles, with tape because I want to paint the background of this painting. I want to paint it Caribbean blue, and I don't want to paint the whole thing because I don't want the blue showing through with these other colors that I chose. I chose these colors, Cobalt Hue, which is just a darker blue, and Candy Pink, then Caribbean, and Pewter Gray. Those are the colors that I chose to do this painting. So I'm going to measure out a 1-inch border around the whole canvas, and this is an 8x10 canvas, and the 10 inches is the long way. So I'm going to measure out 1 inch on either side, roughly 1 inch. This isn't exactly a 10-inch canvas, it's like 9 and I don't know, almost 10 inches, but it'll be okay. So it'll be roughly 10 inches on either side. So this video will probably be segmented up because I don't want to leave the camera running while like the paint is drying and stuff like that. So let's measure out 1 inch this way as well. So I'm gonna paint the border of this painting the blue color that I chose. Actually, hopefully this turns out well, like it is in my head. But we'll find out. We will definitely find out. And it may not be exactly perfect, but that's what abstract art is anyway. It's never perfect. So that'll be okay if it's a little bit diagonal. And I'm also going to paint the center this blue color as well. The middle part of the two boxes that I'm going to be making. So there's the border that I'll be coloring blue. And inside of here, let's see how long this actually is. It's exactly 8 inches, which is perfect. So I'm going to measure out 3 inches from both sides. So here's 3 inches from this side, and then 3 inches from this side. So I have this center part right here, which is also going to be blue. It's just going to have 2 white squares in the middle. And this is the first time I've even tried making this, so I'm kind of winging it. But I think it's going to turn out just great. So we'll connect these, and these will be my 2 white squares that I do not want paint on yet. So, which is why they will be taped off. And I'm gonna try to erase these lines so just in case they show up through the blue. I don't want pencil lines showing up. But I will just paint another layer on if I have to, so that way the pencil lines don't show up through the paint. I didn't really know a better way to measure this out without using a pencil, so that's all I got. Okay, it's almost time to get the border painted. Well, I have to tape the squares off first, which is the whole reason why I did this whole thing, was so I could tape off the squares so they don't get, so I could paint them easier. I could probably paint them without the without taping these, but I didn't want any paint to get in the white at all. So I have frog tape that I'm just gonna cut to be, how long? 6 inches. So I'll have 6 inches by 3 inches of strips of frog tape. And I want to try to cut them as evenly as possible. I don't know what the best way to do this would be. I guess I can just rip off. Oh yeah, you can even see through the tape where I need to cut. So that's perfect. I'll just make strips of frog tape along these rectangles and then cut them to the right size. Now these parts, the sides are the most important. So I have to make sure I get those right onto that line. Perfect. And then I think one more piece should do it for this side. I probably could have gotten away with only 3 pieces, but I wanted to make sure that it's totally covered. There. So that's perfect. And then I will just cut these. I should have brought my X-Acto knife in here, but since I have no clue where it actually is, I'm just gonna cut them on their lines. So there's one. And two. And then the last two. Okay. Perfect. Whoops. Can't really see, sorry. Now let's do the top cuts. The good thing is that the pencil, you can see it on either side of this tape since it's so light. So even if I had to cut it backwards or cut it from like the back of the tape, it would have fit. There. Perfect. Now let's do this side and then we can paint. Yeah, it's probably smarter for me to start at the edge and not start in the middle if I want to use less tape. But I didn't think about that the first time with the first square. So here, yeah, I think I'll have to use 4 pieces of tape regardless. So if my tape was only like 1/4 of an inch, probably not even bigger, it would be okay. But that's okay. I can always get more tape. Whoops. Okay, so, all right, and now I can make the lines where I need to cut. Ooh. Sorry if I bumped the camera right there. Hopefully it's still pointing the right direction. Yes. Okay. Now let's lift them up and cut. Okay, here we go. Now I can paint the background of this all blue, Caribbean blue, and then I'm probably going to cut the camera and let it dry, and then I will be back for the next segment. So let's get a little bit of blue on here. And take the paintbrush and paint. And a little bit of the paint might bleed through the tape, but that'll be okay if it does. And I am gonna do 2 layers of this. because you can still see a lot of the white on the canvas. And I don't want that. I want it to be very blue. So I have to get the sides done. So not everybody paints the sides of their paintings. Some people like to tape it off so it has a clean white edge, but me, I like the sides to match the painting and not be just plain old white. How about you? Do you like painted sides or do you like crisp, clean white sides? Might not need more. I just think the white, like, if you made a painting that has a lot of white in it, maybe a white side would be okay. But my painting will have 0 white in it. So why would I want white sides? Even though we don't really see the sides of the painting that much, I still don't want it to be white. But that's just my preference. Okay, so I made the first layer of the blue, and when it dries, I will paint another layer of blue to cover up all of this white that's still kind of peeking through. And then I will be back to continue with this painting. So yeah, I will be back shortly to let this dry. See you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. The blue is dry. I have 2 layers on there. So now it's time to take off this tape and then retape the edges of the white areas so I can paint inside of the white areas. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. So hopefully the tape worked well enough. So yeah, there's a little bit of bleeding, but that's okay. I'm totally okay with a little bit of bleeding. Well, paint bleeding anyway. I don't want to be bleeding, that's for sure. Okay, so we got perfect. We got that off of there. And so those can go right there. Hopefully now with this layer, hopefully I don't pull any of the paint off when I am finished with it. Okay. So I'm gonna try not to push it down too much, but at the same time I don't want it to bleed through. So, oh well. I guess if I have to, I'll paint the edges blue again. I just would rather not if I don't have to. So I'm gonna be hopeful and careful that I'm able to get this center part painted with minimal blue paint loss. And this stuff isn't even dry under here because it bled. So we'll let that bleed a little into the canvas. Okay, so that one's done. Okay, I'm pretty much going to be painting both of these rectangles at the same time. So I need them both done at the same time. And I definitely think I'm going to start with dark blue up top just because of the bleeding blue that's in there. Now, if I started with pink, you would probably see that blue through the pink because this paint is pretty thin. You know, it's just 50-cent paint from Walmart, but it works well, so I keep using it. Okay, there we go. There. So let's try to get it stuck down pretty good at the edges of the white. Okay, so I have pink, blue, and gray, and I'm gonna kind of like blend the colors together inside of these little rectangles. So I think I'm gonna do blue up here, then pink in the middle, which may kind of blend into a purple, which will be okay, and then gray at the bottom. And that was probably way too much paint, but it's alright. Okay, time to blend these colors. So we'll just start with blue. Oops, got a little bit of blue in the center. And now we'll get some of the pink in there. So pink, and then the blue, and now we'll finish with the gray. As you can see, I'm not very good at blending, but that is alright with me too. This is my first time making something like this, so I just wanted to see how it would turn out. And now it's time to take the paint off. Take the tape off. So that way these are left here. And again, I'm going to let this dry. And I will be back with you shortly. Okay, I'm back. Now, here comes the fun part. I have 2 white pieces of paper that I'm going to cover up the colored pieces with, because I have these cups of colored paint mixed with a little bit of water that I'm going to kind of splatter over the blue part, and I don't want it to get on the colored part yet. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I have paintbrushes, little like thin paint brushes to just dip in and kind of splatter paint everywhere. So I'm just gonna do this until I feel that there's enough gray, and then I'll switch to do the blue and the pink. I almost got some gray in the pink. We'll move that out of the way so I can try to get, there we go, try to get some up here. Okay, let's do a little bit of pink now. Just have another paintbrush. This paintbrush is a lot smaller, so I might have different results with the pink splattering. And because they're watered down, they're kind of like blending into each other, but that's okay. Throwing paint is fun. Just be careful so you don't get it everywhere in your area. Okay, and now we'll go with the blue, the dark blue. And this is, again, an even different type of brush. So I probably should let these dry in between colors so they don't like kind of blend into each other like they're doing, but I didn't want to do that. Maybe next time, but for now it's okay. Oh, my cat says hello. Perfect. And now for the final touch, we have the blue that I started the background with. So I'm gonna take off the white because I want, it kind of smeared right there, but that's all right. Because I want the blue, this blue, to be everywhere, including these. So I mostly want them right here, but I'm not going to cover up the background. And then, once I'm done with this, it will dry and it'll be done. And I think one more, and one more. And there it is, the final piece. It just needs to dry and then I can hang it up. So I hope you liked this Try It Out Tuesday. This was the first time I've done any of this, and be sure to tune in next Tuesday when I try something new. Again, if there's anything new that you would like me to try for Try It Out Tuesday, then let me know in the comments, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.